What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this edition of Gin and Tonic. I'm your host, as always, John J. II, and thank you for joining us today on a Thursday, June 10th, 2021. Only 9 days away from the Corona Challenge. Hope you guys have got registered. If you haven't, you still have a chance to sponsor a hole if you wish to do so for your local business or company, whatever you guys got. So make sure to do that. Get in touch with me if you want to do something like that. We can figure that out and make it happen. If you look behind me, there's a little bit of a landscape change. So I'll get out of the way. You can see that my dresser is now back there with my TV. And then right here, there's a collection of mini fridges that house a lot of my alcoholic or adult beverages. Sometimes I'll throw some leftovers in there or whatever I want. But basically, the reason that it's like that is because we had the East Lansing inspector come through the neighborhoods today, and he said that I can't plug in a fridge into a extension or a power strip, surge protector, anything like that. It's a no-no. I guess it's a fire hazard. Didn't know that. Have been doing it the entire year. So we got that figured out. A little bit of a pain in my ass to have to rearrange my whole room, but we made it happen and we got through the pain and BS. So we're feeling good now. We're in a good position. We're cooled down. Everything's good. So let's get into the topic today. Instead of trying to divert from all this BS that we're talking about, and I'm sure you might have heard of it already. It regards Jon Rahm, the golfer that was ahead by 6 strokes going into Sunday. They came up to him on the 18th hole at Muirfield Village for the Memorial Championship in Columbus, Ohio, and gave him a mask. They're like, yo, you just tested positive for COVID-19. A little bit of controversy there. If someone told me that after I putted out, I'm up 6 strokes, I have a chance at 1.6 mil. All I got to do is pretty much not play 10 over and play absolutely terrible and crumble that Sunday, then that money is mine. But to have this happen, especially mid-round, is heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I can't imagine how he felt in that moment with all the cameras on him. There's members coming up to him fully masked. They're like, hey, John, you're going to have to put on a mask. You're disqualified. You're going to have to withdraw from this tournament. And it's a mess. So there's been a lot of controversy on Twitter today about Jon Rahm and his vaccination desires, his vaccination choices, whether or not he's chosen to make his vaccination a real thing or not. I guess as far as right now is concerned, he has not decided to get vaccinated, and he's been under fire on Twitter because of this. Now, I firmly believe this. If you decide to get the vaccine, then you get the vaccine, and that's fine. If you don't get the vaccine, then that's fine too. You have that choice. You have that choice to make. And basically, if you guys don't know how vaccinations work, if you get your vaccine, that means you're protected against people that aren't vaccinated. So you don't have to kind of, play the, you should get your vaccine, but you should get your vaccine. Why haven't you got your vaccine yet? Don't do that, because it just makes you look so bad, especially if you got your vaccine already. Don't worry. You have nothing to worry about. You're vaccinated yourself. There's no worries of COVID. If someone else has not received their vaccine, you have nothing to worry about because they can't infect you because you have the vaccine. Simple vaccine logic. This is stuff that you learn in elementary school, middle school maybe, if you have any interest in vaccines at that young of an age. But I feel like I knew that, back in the days of the flu vaccine and all the vaccines I got when I was a little kid. I remember being in the doctor's office crying my eyes out because they're shooting me up with all kinds of drugs. And my mom's over there like, oh yeah, it's okay. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Now listen, I don't want to sound like an anti-vaxxer here, and I'm not advocating for or against the vaccine. And I've made my own choices to either have the vaccine or not. I'm not going to explicitly tell that right now on the stream, on the video, on the Gin and Tonic. This isn't about getting political. This is about logic. This is about reasoning. This is about common sense, which seems to be absent in this day and age. And it's really starting to get to me. When people don't have that common sense, they don't have that type of thing, then that's an issue. So I'm not mad. I guess I'm not mad that Jon Rahm got disqualified and got DQ'd for, testing positive for COVID, because if he did, then that's his own fault. I guess if he got exposed or whatever happens, you're getting tested every single day. If you're taking a rapid test, you shouldn't have to wait until the end of the match to find out whether or not you got positive, turned out positive or negative for COVID. You shouldn't have to figure that out. It's usually, and they're really good at these nowadays. Getting those rapid tests in, they should have caught him by like the second or third hole at the latest to find out whether or not he was positive or negative for COVID. So a lot of moving parts here. The way it all happened, the way the solar eclipse of Jon Rahm's demise in the Memorial Championship happened is very unfortunate, and it doesn't bid well with a lot of golf fans. It doesn't sit well in our stomachs and our hearts to see that happen to Jon Rahm, especially with such a promising lead going into Sunday. But it is what it is. We got to roll through the punches. But at the end of the day, it's about the comments on Twitter. Don't put this man under fire because he didn't get his vaccine yet. A lot of people don't even know if he's got his vaccine yet. People are getting the vaccine and still getting COVID. So there's still some issues, still some controversy there in that camp. So the moral of the story is stick to yourself, worry about your own health, worry about your own needs, and you'll be in good shape. You'll be in good shape. People decide to either get the vaccine or not based on their own morals and decisions and their upbringings and everything else culminated into one. And whatever you decide is fine because it's only up to you that matters or means anything. So I'll leave you guys with that message. Thank you guys for tuning into this edition of Gin and Tonic. I'm your host as always, Jon J. II. Have a great night.